So, the A6M5 Ko. It's a Japanese premium version. I'm not actually a massive fan of this plane, and it's not that it's not good, because the plane is actually extremely good. Pretty much if you have altitude on something and you start turning, you'll more than likely win the engagement. It will outturn pretty much everything. At the start I've climbed to about 5,000 meters, and I'm trying to pick out which target that I should go for. I can see a Spitfire diving down there at about 8 kilometers away. However, he is a bit low, and there appears to be quite a few enemies over towards the south at a slightly lower altitude than I am. So I'm going to start flying over there to see who I can engage. Now, the Zero, like I said, it pretty much outturns everything, and I do find it sometimes quite cheesy. It can be quite easy. I mean, it acts like a paper airplane for the most part. That doesn't mean it's not good. It's an amazing plane. I'm just not a fan of the way it looks, I guess. At the minute I am diving down and I am on 100% throttle. And at the minute I'm a bit weary of the Spitfire above me. Probably should have gone for him first. However, I can see my Yak 3 teammate down there is in trouble. And you can see this thing was just pushing 700 kilometers an hour and not ripping. Even though I think the max speed is about 540, 560 maybe. But I try and take a few shots on the Spitfire and miss. And I don't know why, but I seem to decide that it's a good idea to chase down the Wyvern in a Zero. Of course, this is one of the slowest planes, and the Wyvern is extremely fast for, well, I was going to say for its battle rating, but I'm pretty sure that thing's faster than anything around its battle rating. I'm just spraying my machine guns here, hoping to get a few hits, hoping that he will turn. He does, however. He looks like he's heading straight for the other base. And the main reason why I'm firing off these 30 caliber rounds is mainly because there's been multiple times where myself, I've been flying against Zero that's on my tail. I'm gaining distance. It's about 1.3 kilometers away and sets me on fire with a stray bullet. I faked turning round, hoping that the Wyvern would turn back for me, and he does. So I start a slight dive to pick up some speed and turn in to set up a reversal. I loop up and over, and at this point the Wyvern's turned a little too much, so he's lost a lot of his energy. So this is my moment to take the Wyvern out, and off goes his tail, and that's kill number 1. You can always tell when there's a Wyvern around as well, because that engine, Jesus, so loud. But in a minute I can see that my Yak 3 teammate, again, he's got 2 people on him, so I'm trying to decide right now who I should go for. P51 looks like he's stalling himself out, and the F4U, the Corsair, looks like he has a hell of a lot of energy. The P51 is pursuing the Yak. He would be a good target to get off his tail. However, if I did go for the P51, the F4U would end up then on my tail. And you know, when you're in a Zero, if you get set on fire, you're probably going down, because this thing can be quite flimsy. That is one of the downsides. The Corsair is starting to dive right now, trying to dive on the other Zero. And right now I think that the P51 is going to go for a head-on with me, but he's not. The distance isn't shortening, and the Corsair is going up, which will lose a lot of his energy. So I'll follow him up and start taking a few shots. Now at this moment he should really extend, but he seems to be looping around, so make short work of him with those 20mm once they connect. So I turn around and start going for that P51. He looks like he's trying to chase my friendly. The one thing I have noticed with this Zero, and I think these cannons in general, is they do seem to be very effective. I didn't feel like they used to be back in the day. However, at the moment they seem to be doing a lot of damage. Take a few shots at the D30, and by looking at the way he's flying, I don't think he realises how close to the ground he is. He may be focusing on me quite a lot, and I do the typical paper aeroplane Zero and just lose a lot of speed just to keep on his tail. He goes into the vertical, which I guess isn't the greatest because it slows him down, and the Zero excels in low speed dogfights. Start firing off some more rounds again, and again he goes close to the ground. It looks like he nearly touches it there. He's flying towards the trees, and he belly slides his plane on the ground, and that's kill number 3. So I've only got 516 MG rounds left, and I'm thinking of heading back to the base.
Returning to the base.
And then up pops the Firefly. He looks like he's coming in. And I always think, to be honest, that a lot of people are going to go for the head-on. But right now, he looks like he's just going for the base. So I'll start flying towards him, just keeping a bit of altitude. I'm not going to dive down straight away, just to see what he does. And now I decide it's time to start a dive and try to go for him as he tries to pull in towards me. So I'm looping up and over, just trying to firmly get on his 6. And I've only got, well, I had over 500 MG rounds, so I believe that would be enough to take out the Firefly, take out his gunner, and just go up to drain a bit of energy and just dive back down on him. And I'm hoping that I can just pepper him to death with these 30 caliber machine guns. And I do get a critical hit, but it doesn't really look like it's done any damage. And I keep shooting him, get another good few hits in there. However, I don't really feel like these machine guns are doing much, but at this point I still believe that I'll be able to take him out with these machine guns. And I keep seeing parts fly off his plane, but his plane still looks whole, so I'm pretty sure it's just the paint chipping off. It doesn't really seem like it's doing much at all. There again, more paint, I guess. 166 rounds left. I'm hoping that I can do enough damage at least, so if I can't take him out, that he will crash on the way to the airfield. I can see the B-17 coming in, however I'm not that worried. I don't think he's going to really go for me. I'm just trying to get all my rounds into the Firefly at the moment, hoping that I'll be able to get the kill. And again, you know, some more hits. Do a little bit of damage to his cooling system apparently, and it sounded like something important broke off, but he still seems to be flying perfectly fine. And there goes all my rounds. Now I don't really know why, but I decided to follow this Firefly for a bit, hoping that he does crash into the ground. And I get hit by a bullet from that B-17 who is 2.5 kilometers away. Nice. So what my main concern here was, I couldn't really remember how good the Firefly was. I didn't think it was a good plane at all. But what I didn't want to do is for him to have ammunition for me to turn around and he starts following me, being able to get enough speed to catch me, potentially shoot me down. But I decided enough's enough. I'm getting too close to that AAA, which I never want to fly close to. So I decided it's now time to return to base. So I will go rearm, repair, get a bit more fuel and catch you back in the sky. So here I am, back in the sky, and I can see my nemesis over there, that Firefly which refused to go down earlier. He's accompanied by the B-26, which I believe does have gunners. My main target here is the Firefly. He's going down to take out the base, and we are losing in a minute on tickets. So what I want to try and do is get out the Firefly, as I think he will be the most likely target to be able to shoot me down. And I can see the B26 is coming in for me as well. As I said earlier, I don't really want those 50 cals to touch me, as he does have frontal guns, offensive armament. Can't even say that word. Luckily the Firefly turns in for me here, because I don't think I'll be able to catch him. However, I managed to butcher the shots and don't land any of them. And that B26 is coming in quite quick here, but the Firefly turns again, and off goes his wings, and he turns into a ball of flames and hits the houses below. So luckily I managed to get him out of the game there. And I noticed here that the B26 was firing his gunners. However, he didn't fire them when he started to manoeuvre. What I'm trying to do here is, I don't really know what the best angle of attack is. I'm going to have to get him from behind, essentially. I don't really have much time. And he isn't the only person left. There's still a B-17 flying around. And at the minute I'm doing probably one of the worst possible things, and I'm letting him just shoot. But what I want is, he's been diving down all towards me. So I start peppering him with some MGs. Don't hit any, but it does force him to start turning. And notice how he's still not shooting when he's manoeuvring with his plane. So I start dodging the guns again, and I notice they stop shooting as I'm over to the right, so I think his gunners are dead. However, no, that rear gunner still attacks me. When I said gunners, I thought anything towards the right hand side. I'm not that great with knowing where all the gunners are on bombers. So I'm just trying to dodge his rounds here, make sure nothing really effective hits me. And I start firing to make him manoeuvre, and off goes his tail. And another one into the houses. I see a red square on the map, so I start flying towards it, because I know that's where the last guy is. Got 5 kills after that bomber. That is officially the ace. But regardless, I'll still pop the Avenger anyway, because I believe you get these back if you complete it before the game runs out. So what I should really do, I believe, is gain some altitude and start diving on the B-17. Try to get a pilot snipe. I'm not really thinking clearly at this point though. Tickets are very low, could lose game at any point, and there isn't much longer on the game timer. So I pitch up, dodge the first initial few rounds, and open fire, trying to chop his wing off. And as I said, yeah, this isn't the cleverest of approaches, but managed to kill him, chopped off his wing, and down goes the B-17. These 20mm cannons do seem extremely effective to me, and I don't know if it's because I've been flying planes with Schwacks a lot, but that's game, 6 kills, ace. This is without premium, so I will show you the rewards. However, I'm still researching a lot of planes in the Japanese tree. But that's all from me. Over and out.